Hello folks, pleasant good afternoon wherever it is you watching us from. We just right before the Monrovia Central Prison, known as South Beach, wherever it is you watching us from. Earlier this morning, the Judge of Criminal Court C, Judge Usman Fakai, set aside the second bond filed by former Executive Mansion Chief of Protocol, Ambassador Finda Bundoo, and ordered her immediate arrest. So thereafter, we were informed that the sheriffs were assigned and ordered to arrest the living body of Finda Bundoo. What we can tell you is we're right before the Monrovia Central Prison, and here is Madam Finda Bundoo. She has come to surrender herself to the authorities of the courts, and she's here at the Monrovia Central Prison, just outside the Monrovia Central Prison, and we are fortunate to be here to speak to Madam Finda Bundoo. She's also got the former Superintendent of Grand Jida County, Kai Fale, who served as one of her sureties. Her lawyer is here, and the former Foreign Affairs Minister, Ambassador D. Maxwell Sarkemeya, is here. Madam Finda Bundoo is wearing all white. Madam Bundoo, good afternoon. Why are you here at the Monrovia Central Prison? No comment? Yes, sir. All right, please.
I'm Councillor Abraham Wade Simpson, counsel for Madam Finda Bundoo in these proceedings. We're here because of as of the ruling of His Honor Judge Feka, Madam Bundoo, upon her own volition, drove to the Central Prison, and upon my knowledge that she was here, I informed the sheriff of the Criminal Code C to proceed here and place her on arrest and subsequently have her detained, consistent with the ruling of the court.
But you also took an exception. Are there remedies available to you to avoid her being incarcerated, though she's here now before the Monrovia Central Prison and said she's willing to be incarcerated? Are there other remedies for you lawyers?
Yes, there are remedies, but we're working on that. And as it is, the judge has given instruction, as per the ruling, that she should be arrested and imprisoned immediately until she posts a bond in the amount of $8 million.
8 million what?
8 million United States dollars.
And the defendant, are you capable of raising such amount, 8 million United States dollars, to post bail?
Well, this matter contains over 50 defendants, thereabout, and a total of $2.3 million bond has already been posted by other defendants, other co-defendants in this case. And so we are wondering why the court is imposing such a huge burden on a single co-defendant, for which she's now ordered to pay 8 million United States dollars. But be that as it may, we'll take advantage of the law and have her released, and subsequently we'll post the necessary bill required by the law to get her freedom.
Do you think, you just said $8 million is so much of an amount on one defendant. Do you think it's intentional that your client should remain incarcerated during the proceedings?
Well, I can't say, but I know the bond is excessive. And it should not be she alone bearing the brunt of the bond that is set by the court. The bond should be underwritten by all of the defendants because they are held jointly. They are not held jointly and severally. They are held jointly. It means that all 50 of them should post the $8 million bond. In the face of $2.3 million already before the court, Madam Finda Bundoo, my client, should not be under the law allowed to post an $8 million bond alone. So that bond is excessive and it's a violation of her rights, for which we are seeking remedy at law.
All right, we'll get back to you, Counsel. I see Ambassador D. Maxwell Sarkemeya. Any comments from you, Ambassador? So no comments. We see Madam Bundoo here is in tears. She's wearing all white. She has declined to speak because her lawyer is here. But not any legal question, Madam Bundoo. Just a personal question, if you can permit her to answer. How do you feel at this moment as a person, someone who once served as Chief of Protocol, Executive Mansion, being here before the Monrovia Central Prison? As your lawyer says, sheriffs are en route. How do you feel as a person being here at this moment?
You know, honestly, For some time now, I decided not to talk. But at this point in time, I say all glory belongs to God. All glory belongs to God. I came on my own right before my lawyer could come. And I'm waiting, ready, to God alone be the glory. Thank you.
Thank you. That's Madam Bundoo. There are a few words. She's just right here before the Monrovia Central Prison. We have the former superintendent of Grand Jida County, Honorable Kai Fale. He's here. One of her sureties for the second bond that was denied. Honorable Fale, any reason why your property and the entire bond was denied? Do you think your property had any problems?
I think the judge will speak to that because he has everything. The judge will speak to that. As far as concerned, my property was not denied. The judge will speak to that.
I see your eyes red. Is it tears that's coming from your eyes?
Those eyes are red. They're like common stuff. It's not red. Just common stuff. I think the judge will speak to that bond issues. To that bond issue, I don't think that bond was justified. But you are better justified that.
All right. So there we have it. Honorable Kai Fale also declining to speak. I think the sheriffs of the court here, Madam Bundoo, you can see the rate is in their hands and they are coming. This is Madam Finda Bundoo as we speak, affectionately known by her people as Rescue Mother. She's here with only the former, there the rate is being served to her through her lawyers. So folks, this is happening live at the Monrovia Central Prison. Any moment from now, the sheriffs will take Madam Bundoo into custody. She is signing exclusive Spoon Network. It's exclusively here. Madam Bundoo just signed. As you can see, she is signing as well. So Madam Finda Bundoo came here and surrendered herself. Now the sheriffs of the court here, after the judge Usman Fakai of Criminal Court C ordered that she be arrested after the bond was declared defective. So wherever it is you're watching us from, this is happening live. Finda Bundoo, any moment from now, will be committed to the bellies of the Monrovia Central Prison. She came here on her own. Her lawyer then followed, and now she's moving. Folks, Finda Bundoo is now making her way, smiling. As you can see, she's smiling, making her way into the Monrovia Central Prison. Judge Usman Fakai ordered that she be arrested immediately. She's flanked by D. Maxwell Sakemeya, Kai Fale, former superintendent of Grand Jida County, her lawyer, and she is wearing all white. They are knocking on the gate of the Monrovia Central Prison. The sheriffs are here and they are about to take her. The gate is about to be opened. Her lawyer did say they're working on a new bond, but Finda Bundoo, as you can see, is now being taken. Once these gates are opened, she will be taken into the Monrovia Central Prison on local. So that the gate has been opened and Madam Bundoo makes her way in to the Monrovia Central Prison. There you have it, folks. Finda Bundoo is in. Her lawyer is trying to make his way in. There you have Madam Finda Bundoo. So she's currently in the Monrovia Central Prison. She is no longer a free person as of now until a new bond can be filed and approved by the court. So there the sheriff is taking her, and Finda Bundoo moves in with her lawyer. Even the former Foreign Affairs Minister is not allowed. So folks, there you have it. Finda Bundoo has been taken into custody. She surrendered herself to the court and she is now there with a lawyer, Kai Fale, who accompanied her along with former Foreign Affairs Minister Ambassador D. Maxwell Sakemeya. Going back. The notable absentees, we don't see the prayer warriors, we don't see a lot of supporters. She came here when we got the tape and we ran here immediately. We met her, she spoke to us briefly. Maxwell Kemeya is now speaking as well. He's gotten into his vehicle and they are leaving. So Finda Bundoo is now in the custody of the government of Liberia. She's now in the belly of the Monrovia Central Prison. She came here on her own. Her lawyer said since the judge ordered her arrest, they have turned her over willingly. Then they informed the court sheriff. The sheriff then came about 5 minutes ago, and her warrant was signed, received by her lawyer and signed by herself. She then walked in, accompanied by the sheriffs and her lawyers, and she's currently behind the big, tall, gated fence of the Monrovia Central Prison, known as South Beach. So she turned herself over. They informed the sheriffs. I spoke to her briefly. I said, Finda Bundoo, how do you feel being here at this moment as a person? She said she's giving it all to God. Then the sheriffs arrived after her lawyer called the sheriffs and said that they are here at the Monrovia Central Prison. The sheriffs then arrived and she signed her arrest warrant and has now been taken into prison. But what we know is the bond has been set as $8 million United States dollars, and the lawyer said that is excessive in getting such a bond. $8 million United States dollars bond is what it has been set, according to the lawyer. 2.3 million has been set aside already for the other defendants, and Finda Bundoo alone is to raise the remainder of that amount. So folks, that's all we have for you. No comments from the former Foreign Affairs Minister, no comment from the former Grand Jida County Superintendent. But wherever it is that you're watching us from, behind these thick, tall, gated walls of the Monrovia Central Prison, a new incarcerated person has been added, and that person is the former Chief of Protocol of the Executive Mansion, Finda Bundoo. So my name is Diamond Slanger. Onlookers have their hands on their hips and the rest. She sat in this vehicle for a while when I arrived, and I got the tip off that she was here. Arrived and she sat in this vehicle, made a lot of calls to ascertain whether or not she was present, and then she disembarked the vehicle, had a conversation with her briefly. Her lawyer told her not to speak, but then I told him that it was just a personal question, and I asked her about her feeling at this moment from being the former Executive Mansion Protocol to now being here in the Monrovia Central Prison. So wherever it is, just on Saturday, Finda Bundoo gave out a very, very, very stinging tribute when she mentioned President Boakai and the rest, including Thomas Fala, and thanked them. And then on Tuesday, the judge has denied her second bond, and she is now in prison. So this is all about pre-trial detention. She's not being convicted of anything. This is all about the pre-trial formalities. If the defendant cannot post the bond as approved by the court, that defendant will remain in remand in the Monrovia Central Prison until such duration of his or her trial. So she has not been incarcerated for committing any crime. She's still innocent until proven guilty, but this is part of the criminal procedure that if a defendant cannot post the approved bond, cannot make bail, that defendant will be held in remand at the Monrovia Central Prison. Some of the supporters now arriving after getting the news, but they didn't get a glimpse of Finda Bundoo. She's currently here in the bellies of the Monrovia Central Prison. So folks, Kai Fale is still here, still teary-eyed. The man who tried putting his property out, 240,000 valuation, but the court said that amount is too small for the offenses and the charges thereof. So $8 million bond, $8 million United States dollar bond is what has been set for Finda Bundoo. As to whether or not she will make that bond or she will make that bill, we cannot speak to that as well. But her lawyers did say that they are working on modalities to post that bond. So thank you for watching so much. My name is Diamond Slanger. As to when Finda Bundoo will be released from pre-trial detention, we cannot speak to that. But what we can tell you is her lawyers have said that they are working on getting the bond filed on her behalf. According to him, the amount is too excessive, and they'll have to work things out in making sure if they can make that amount. Melvin Jackson, you covered the ruling today. The bond set at $8 million and order her arrest. Finda Bundoo turned herself over. What's the next step? You said her lawyers also filed an exception.
Yes, so her lawyer took her.
So we're looking to see in the coming days whether or not they will prefer another bond that will meet the required bond that the threshold the court has set, because now it is now at 8 million. Threshold that the court has set that they need to meet up with, because they already got the two other being disqualified. And the thing about it is that Diamond, they won't file by Mr. John Betty. That bond he was filed in 20 other cases, and the value of it in the 20 cases is at 2 million plus. That's the dollars that they are used for that. So they could look at that. It is not necessary to have it being used in favor of Madam Bundoo, because the cases are going through. It was even filed before this Senior Criminal Code C. So you cannot have something being filed before the Senior Criminal Code C and then come back again. Then you can in the ministerial code. Then you can in other codes across the country. So for that reason and several other reasons, the court judge deemed it necessary that the bond is insufficient and that Madam Bundoo should be arrested and placed behind bar. So now you saw that like as you were regular on time, she surrendered herself to the prison compound, not going to the court again for all the different formalities. So we expect in the coming days to see what her lawyers will do to ensure that they have another bond or filing or defense.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Melvin. So you do me the honors as we do the closing here before the Monrovia Central Prison. So folks, as we wrap up this afternoon, we did get an anonymous tip that Finda Bundoo was just before the Monrovia Central Prison and about to surrender herself to authorities. We arrived on the scene and we encountered Madam Finda Bundoo. We spoke to her momentarily and she said she gives it all to God. This is just a number of days after Saturday, where she paid a stinging tribute, made remarks at her father's funeral, and thanked President Boyka and Thomas Fala for what she termed as people, her own people, wanting her to be here in the Monrovia Central Prison. Days forwarded, she's currently behind bars here at the Monrovia Central Prison. Speaking to her lawyer, he made mention of the amount, the bond amount, $8 million United States dollars, the actual bond amount, and he talked about they are trying their best to see how to raise that amount and get her released from pre-trial detention. Until that is done, she will remain here in the belly of the Monrovia Central Prison. This comes after earlier this morning when Judge Usman Fakai then set aside a second bond filed by Finda Bundoo in the tune of 240,000 United States dollars. Kai Fale, former superintendent of Grand Jida County, served as one of her sureties, but all that proved fruitless. Her arrest was immediately ordered, and hours later she surrendered herself. I was here when the call was made to the sheriffs and they arrived with her arrest warrant. She signed, took a light scroll into the Monrovia Central Prison, where only she and her lawyer were allowed entry. Those who escorted her, that's the other two remaining folks who escorted her, former Foreign Affairs Minister D. Maxwell Sarkemia and former Grand Jida County Superintendent Kai Fale, were all asked to remain outside. Wearing her white, she entered. As to when she will exit, we cannot tell. But all we can tell you is her lawyers have said they are working out modalities to get her out. At 2 p.m. will be the investigative report into alleged juror tampering in the Samotwe economic sabotage case. Whether that will also be another twist in the tail, we cannot tell. But the breaking news here is Finda Bundoo is the latest incarcerated person here at the Monrovia Central Prison. My name is Damas Langa. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. Our next stop will be Criminal Code C. Bye-bye for now. Yes, sir.